many other aspects, especially demonetization and other things. But I would like to speak on two aspects. One about financial inclusion, and second, mainly about GST. Major part would be on GST. As far as financial inclusion is concerned, I think most of you are aware that on the whole, developing countries have a low level of inclusion, and a very large section of society, about 30 to 40%, say if you take figures of 3 years before, did not have bank accounts, and they could not participate in the process of formal finance. Not only just bank account, if you don't have bank account, naturally you don't have access to formal loans, so you have to depend on some unorganized sector and get funding at 36% or 48%, whatever the rate in the market. And again, not having access to insurance or not having access to formal transfer systems. So this was, it was documented and told many times that this is causing problem, and people in the poor sections of society can be brought up through inclusion. But this government, I think, brought in a major reform in the form of Jan Dhan Yojana. I don't know whether it's called to be called as a reform. It may not be a reform, but prior to that, there was a good work done on Aadhaar, and Aadhaar has been the base of most of these schemes, and I think in days to come also there will be several other reforms which may come because of Aadhaar infrastructure, because now that you are able to identify an individual, that can be used in several ways. But first of all, it was in the form of Jan Dhan Yojana, and 20 to 30 crore accounts were opened, and you must be knowing that it was also recorded as a Guinness Book of World Record that within 10 days some 20 crore accounts were opened. So the financial inclusion percentage, which was maybe about 60%, went up to 90%. So later on we will discuss on demonetization, but I think this was a base. Unless people have bank accounts, even ये भी sufficient नहीं है. So there were a lot of complaints that demonetization brought pain, etc. But I think most of the population having bank account was very much necessary. So Jan Dhan Yojana could make it possible to have bank account. बैंक अकाउंट के साथ सभी लोगों को डेबिट कार्ड भी मिला था, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली बहुत सारे लोगों को मालूम नहीं है, आज भी मालूम नहीं है वो डेबिट कार्ड कैसे यूज़ करें. एंड कई लोग जो बहुत पुअर फैमिली से आते हैं, आज भी जितना पैसा जनधन में क्रेडिट होता है थ्रू एनी गवर्नमेंट स्कीम वगैरह वो निकाल लेते हैं. बेसिक आइडिया इज दैट वेन एवर दे वॉन्ट दे शुड बी एबल टू यूज थ्रू आइदर डेबिट कार्ड और थ्रू ट्रांसफर सिस्टम्स एक्सेट्रा. बट ठीक है, वो एजुकेशन का पार्ट है, वो धीरे धीरे होता रहेगा. बट जन धन योजना इज आई थिंक वन इम्पॉर्टेंट स्टेप टुवर्ड्स फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन, बट इट इज़ नॉट इनफ. वो तो एक स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट है, हैविंग अ बैंक अकाउंट. फर्दर आई थिंक अदर स्कीम्स लाइक मुद्रा योजना which should enable large number of people to get loans. Now recently I am reading the news that so many people have been disbursed loans etc., but I have not really studied it in detail, so I don't know how much it is successful. But in days to come I am sure that at least at a policy level this government wants to facilitate several people through small loans. Usually small businesses are starved of capital, and since they don't have track record, they have to depend on unorganized sector for the loan. Now to solve that problem, many schemes were brought in, like self-help groups, or like through microfinance which are run by NBFCs and so on. But of that I think Mudra is a very important scheme. I don't think it is successful to the extent it should have been, but at least some steps are done on those lines. So these are the two reforms other than GST. And now rest of the time for 10-15 minutes I would like to talk about GST. Now most of you might have read that GST was really an historic step on several counts. one of the important reasons why it was called historic, because in a democratic country it is most difficult to bring in all the parties in uh, one voice. That was one big success, that almost all parties have agreed. Do you know how was it passed in the Lok Sabha?
Yes.
How many versus how many votes? Anybody is aware? Votes are a lawyer said, the legal process you should be aware. When was it passed? First in Lok Sabha or first in Rajya Sabha? First in Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha में थोड़ा time लगा. Lok Sabha it was passed 443 versus 0 votes. So there was no opposition. सारे पार्टीज ने इसको सपोर्ट किया था. सिर्फ AIADMK abstain रहा. वो भी अपोज नहीं किया. They abstain. So in a way it was a step which was accepted by all the parties. And since the taxation power lies with the states, states had to give up their taxation power by passing a special act, and almost all the states had passed the acts by the time the GST was to be implemented. Which state had not? Any idea?
पश्चिम बंगाल.
Only Jammu and Kashmir. Normally laggard, but still they also joined within a week by passing.
Bengal passed it later.
Bengal passed it later.
Bengal passed it later. But so other than Jammu, Kashmir and Bengal, it is so difficult for anybody to give up, because taxation power can't give up karega. Even otherwise it doesn't happen. But with different parties ruling, majority states, even if are with BJP, let us assume that, still it's difficult for so many other states to join. So in that sense, it was really historic that all the parties are coming together to pass one law, and all the states are ready to give up their taxation power. So if you compare with other countries, let us say with USA, because comparable democratic countries, in USA do we have tax similar to GST? Any idea?
Yes.
Is there one act or different taxation with the states in US?
Different, because their states have got more powers comparing to Indian states.
So in US, every state has different tax laws. Not only that, they even have different income tax laws. So if you are a US citizen, you have to file federal income tax plus state income tax. Most of the states have separate income tax apart from federal income tax. Not only that, even corporation laws are different. So you have got so much of diversity and comparatively difficult compliance. Ease of doing business वगैरह they talk about and give very low rank to India, but actually it is not very high enough, at least in these aspects. I don't know about other aspects. So there is no uniformity of laws or procedure. This GST is really historical in that sense, because all the states, all the parties, and to have one law. And remember, this is in a democratic country. China में वगैरह possible है, because once the central party decides, it will automatically apply everywhere. So that was really a historical step. And for common people like us, it is really great because all parties have joined together. अभी थोड़ा थोड़ा political opposition वगैरह लोग करेंगे during election times, but I don't think any party, whether even if there are any changes in center or state, at no point of time GST will easily be, it will be almost impossible to now go back to the earlier position. So that is a very good part of GST. Now most of you know that it subsumes large number of indirect taxes, almost all indirect taxes, and they are brought under one law. So one tax, one nation, जो बोलते हैं. But there is a dual GST. You have got state GST as well as central GST. Now why there is a dual GST? Then why it is called one tax?
It is paid at once, but then it is distributed. SGST goes to the states and CGST comes to the center.
He is right. It is administered only by one body. So even if you have got two taxes, if you take a bill, it shows CGST component and SGST component, but essentially it is only one tax shared by the state and the center. सिर्फ कितना शेयर जा रहा है हमें एक्सप्लिसिटली पता चलता है, जो हमें पहले नहीं पता चलता था. But otherwise for a trader or for an assessee, it is a comparatively very simple tax, because you will have only one type of return to file and only one inspector to will inspect. Otherwise earlier you can have 3, 4, 5, 6 whatever number of tax laws to face. So that way it is simplified. That's why you know what Modi ji had called it. Different full forms are well known. So what had Modi ji called it?
गतिशील
Huh?
गतिशील tax.
Good and simple, good and simple tax. And Rahul Gandhi का भी पता होगा, अभी फेमस हो गया है. What did Rahul Gandhi call? GST का full form?
गब्बर सिंह
गब्बर सिंह tax. उसका क्या लॉजिक है पता नहीं है. You should not ask it. Expect it from Rahul Gandhi. But good and simple tax, we know why it's called good and simple tax, because it brings down the different types of tax administration or administrators which an SSE has to face. So it has made the life simple. But that's not the only thing. It will also simplify many other things. जैसे classification के related disputes है. Because any tax laws, then there are so many disputes. So it has also brought down the number of slabs. So how many slabs are there now in GST? कितने slabs हैं? कितने type के tax rates हैं? Mainly you got 0, then 5%, 12, 18, 18 and 28. So 5 slabs है. पहले क्या होता था? Almost from 1%, I mean 0% to 40%, there would be almost like 40 slabs. बस किसी ना किसी आइटम को, इसको 10, इसको 11, इसको 12, इसको 13. So number of slabs were very high, जिससे क्लासिफिकेशन के डिस्प्यूट्स भी ज़्यादा होते थे. Because it was very easy to classify one item, a similar looking item with giving slightly different description here and there. So वो scope, पहले तो slabs कम हो गए तो scope ही पहले कम हो गया. Secondly, because it's a uniform tax all over India, the number of disputes overall will go down. Because once it is settled at one place, it will more or less become applicable everywhere. पहले अलग अलग स्टेट्स में अलग अलग डिसीजंस आते थे, उसके अगेंस्ट लोग हाई कोर्ट में जाते थे, सुप्रीम कोर्ट में जाते थे. सो देयर विल बी सो मेनी डिफरेंट इंटरप्रिटेशंस पॉसिबल. वन अबाउट द क्लासिफिकेशन, ऑल्सो अबाउट द टाइप ऑफ एसएससी, स्टेटस एंड सो ऑन. सो वो सारा अभी रिलेटिवली कम हो जाएगा. इट मे टेक 3-4 years to settle, but I hope in the long run it will significantly simplify the overall taxation process. This way I would like to tell one joke. One more full form of, any other full form of GST have you heard of? Other than good or simple tax and हाँ?
Goods and services.
गुड्स एंड सर्विस टैक्स तो एक मेन है ही. इसके अलावा लोग भेजते हैं, व्हाट्सएप मैसेज करते हैं जीएसटी, व्हाट इज द फुल फॉर्म? रात को भेजते हैं स्पेशली. हाँ,
गतिशील टैक्स इज वन आई हेard.
ओके, दिस आई हैड नॉट हर्ड. ये नया सुन रहा हूँ. सो गुड नाइट, स्वीट ड्रीम्स, टेक केयर. ऐसा भी है. एंड वन मोर, एक महिला जा रही थी ट्रेन में एंड बाकी महिलाएं बात कर रही थी कि एक बता रही थी कि हमारे यहाँ तो बहुत जीएसटी है, ज़बरदस्त रेट है जीएसटी का. दूसरी बोलती है मेरे इधर कोई जीएसटी नहीं, एकदम बेस्ट है. तीसरी बोलती है कि मेरे इधर ना पहले बहुत रेट था, अभी कम हो गया, पिछले 1-2 साल से बहुत कम हो रहा है अभी. चौथी बोल रही थी अरे यार मैं तो सुन रही हूँ कि वन नेशन वन टैक्स, यहाँ एक के घर ज़्यादा था, कम हो गया, यहाँ हाई है वहाँ लो है. क्या है जीएसटी है क्या। बाद में एटलास उसने पूछा कि आप सब बोल रहे हो जीएसटी का रेट चेंज हो रहा है, ऐसे ऐसे कौन सा है, एक घर में एक जीएसटी, दूसरे घर में दूसरा जीएसटी। सो एनीबॉडी नोस व्हाट इज द फुल फॉर्म। सो एटलास उन्होंने बोला कि घर में सासू का त्रास कितना है वो हम बोलते हैं जीएसटी। सो इट चेंजेस फ्रॉम हाउस टू हाउस। एनीवे, सो ऐसे जीएसटी हैज बिकम फेमस फॉर different reasons. One more advantage of this type of mechanism, that's a major advantage, that is in the form of the fact that it provides set off. So across the whole channel, every time you are taking an input with bill, you will get the set off. यहाँ जीएसटी में एडवांटेज ये है, वैसे तो सेट ऑफ पहले भी था बिकॉज अंडर वैट मैकेनिज्म सेट ऑफ वाज प्रोवाइडेड, बट सेट ऑफ वाज नॉट प्रोवाइडेड अगेंस्ट सर्विसेज इफ यू आर डीलिंग इन गुड्स. नाउ सिंस यू हैव वन टैक्स, गुड्स का सर्विसेज में मिलेगा, सर्विसेज का क्रेडिट गुड्स में मिलेगा. सो द अपॉर्चुनिटी ऑफ एबल टू क्लेम द सेट ऑफ हैज सिग्निफिकेंटली इंक्रीज्ड. वो भी एक रीज़न हो सकता है कि डिस्प्यूट्स ऑन क्लासिफिकेशन कैन गो डाउन, बिकॉज पहले वो भी डिपेंड करता था कि कैसे क्लासीफाई होगा, अकॉर्डिंगली इट विल डिसाइड ऑन वेदर यू कैन गेट द क्रेडिट और नो. सेकेंडली, बिकॉज अक्रॉस द होल सप्लाई चेन इट विल बी अवेलेबल, इट एनकरेजेस एवरीबडी टू मेक अदर पर्सन कंप्लाइंट. क्योंकि आप जिससे परचेस कर रहे हो अगर वो पर कंप्लाइंट नहीं है देन यू विल नॉट गेट क्रेडिट. So here every person is trying to make the other person compliant. So you must have read that there are 3 returns to be filed every month. जिस पे काफ़ी लोग बोल भी रहे हैं कि ये प्रोसीजर सिंपल बोल रहे हैं, but it's not very simple because so many returns are to be filed. So every SSC अभी थोड़ा सा रिलीफ दिया है, but otherwise as per the original plan every SSC has to file 3 returns in a month. So what are those returns? Anybody is aware? पहला रिटर्न 10th को भरते हैं. So which is that return? टेंथ छोड़िए ना, 10th का 12th में भरिए, लेकिन what is that return? Anybody is aware? सबसे पहला होता है कि return of sales. So suppose I am an SSC. I have sold to 250 parties in the month. मुझे सारे 250 पार्टीज के GSTN उसका नंबर, पार्टी का नाम और अमाउंट I will have to upload in my sales return. Next return which falls due on 12th, that is on purchases. So and the third return 15th को जो भरना है that is a reconciliation. So ऐसे लगता है कि 3 रिटर्न भरने हैं, but actually these are not 3 returns. If all the people in the economy file the return of sales properly, it will automatically populate the purchase return. Because 10th में suppose सारे लोग जो सेल कर रहे हैं they will file the return on time. Then for every buyer, because seller is filing the GSTN number and name and amount, हर एक buyer का purchase return automatically populate हो जाएगा. So if as a seller I have sold to 150 parties, मैं वो fill in करूँगा. Suppose I have purchased from 100 parties and all of them file the return on time, automatically मेरा purchase return ready हो जाएगा. If I don't agree to it, यानी मैंने 112 परचेस किए हैं, उसमें से 110 पार्टीज का ही आया है, then only remaining 2 I will have to enter. Then my purchase return is ready. Once I file purchase return, whole process is transparent. They will come to know that I am reporting the purchase. They have not reported the sale. So by 15th, all the parties will have to file a reconciliation return. So this is the overall step. And when this happens, मैं जो पहले पॉइंट बोल रहा था कि it encourages every person to remain transparent and to become tax compliant. Because अगर दूसरा पर्सन compliant नहीं है तो मुझे क्रेडिट नहीं मिलेगा. सो मैंने जो 112 परचेसेस किए हैं, अगर मैंने किए हुए 112 परचेसेस के वो पार्टीज रिटर्न नहीं भरते हैं, then I will not get credit. Suppose they file the GST return and they show that they have sold to me, I have purchased from them, that means I have paid tax to them, automatically मुझे credit मिल जाएगा. So the mechanism is such that every person encourages others to be compliant. This is a key part of the whole philosophy of GST. इसके लिए ये necessary है कि input credit should be allowed, and it is allowed across goods and services. So suppose I am a let us say retailer in ready-made garments. तो मेरा showroom है. When I sell, naturally I collect tax and I am supposed to pay. When I purchase garments from others, then they pay tax and I get the credit. इतना ही नहीं है, मेरे शोरूम का भी क्रेडिट मुझे मिलेगा. If I pay to tax experts, if I pay to lawyers, I buy services, उसका भी क्रेडिट मुझे मिलेगा, which encourages me to get the bill and show all the purchases, because I am going to get the credit. If we have to compare, make an analogy, this is like driving in a traffic with a good traffic. एकदम क्लीन रोड पे आप ट्रैफिक कर रहे हो, ड्राइव कर रहे हो, देन आगे कौन है पीछे कौन है, यू डोंट हैव टू वरी, यू आर ड्राइविंग लाइक अ राजा, जो आजकल छोटे गांव में भी पॉसिबल नहीं है. बट अदरवाइज इन अ नॉर्मल सिनारियो आपके पीछे भी व्हीकल्स है, आगे भी व्हीकल्स है. सो व्हेन यू आर ड्राइविंग, यू हैव टू लुक अहेड, इन द मिरर यू हैव टू आल्सो लुक बैक. GST encourages you to properly look at both the places. Ahead means your customers are going to look at you. Not only you have to supply the goods, आपने आपका रिटर्न भी टाइम पे फाइल करना है. रिटर्न आप टाइम पे फाइल करोगे तो उनको क्रेडिट मिलेगा. सेम वे आप मिरर में पीछे देख रहे हो कि आपके सप्लायर्स, when I say suppliers, not necessary of raw material, now it is goods and services together. So हम मेरे सप्लायर्स कोई लॉयर्स भी हो सकते हैं. If I am paying them the fee, they are also my suppliers. So they also have to file their return on time, then I get the credit. तो without having any accident, पूरा drive smooth हो जाएगा. If we have a proper distance in a driving scenario, similarly this GST operates. It encourages everybody to be compliant. इसके अलावा भी इसमें एक मेजर है कि the site will provide the rating for each SSE. So normally जब vendor का verification होगा, every company will look at the rating. ये rating transparent है. GSTN आप डालोगे तो you can see anybody's rating. You cannot see all the details. जैसे उसका कौन सा सेल, किसको क्या किया वगैरह वगैरह details you can't see. But you can see the rating. Rating का process इसके लिए important है कि when a person approaches the customers as probable customers, naturally that customer company will first see the rating of the probable or the vendor who has approached. So if the rating is low, then people are less likely to give the order. Because of that, it is likely that all the SSEs would try to keep the rating high. रेटिंग की मेथोडोलॉजी मुझे तो पता नहीं है कि डिटेल में अनाउंस नहीं हुई है, बट इट इज लाइकली टू बी बेस्ड ऑन important parameters like whether you have filed the returns on time, whether you have paid the tax on time. So if that is maintained high, your rating will be high. And always keep in mind that businessman के लिए business लाना सबसे important है. वो now this has become an important parameter to get the business. पहले क्या होता था, आप टैक्स में कितनी भी चोरी करो, आपके कस्टमर्स को कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, बिकॉज द होल प्रोसेस वाज कंप्लीटली लैक ऑफ ट्रांसपेरेंसी. आपके वैट के ऑफिसेस में केसेस है तो भी आप एक्साइज को आराम से डील कर सकते हैं, या आप एक्साइज को दूसरा डेटा दिखाओ, वैट को दूसरा दिखाओ, सर्विस टैक्स को तीसरा दिखाओ, इनकम टैक्स को और चौथी बैलेंस शीट फाइल करो. इट वाज वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर दोज अथॉरिटीज टू लिंक एवरीथिंग. Now indirect taxes are anyway under one roof and whole thing is linked with PAN. So it is very difficult to file different data with the tax authorities, and through the rating mechanism, in a way it will also be available to customers or probable customers. Details नहीं, लेकिन at least rating कैसा है, and that I am very much hopeful कि this will encourage the overall level of compliance. And we all know that normally these are the ways for corruption, because some dealers remain unregistered. तो वो लोग by not paying the tax they are able to compete in the market, whereas जो एकदम सारे टैक्सेस पे करके अच्छा सीधा साधा बिजनेस करता होगा उसकी कॉस्ट ज़्यादा रहती है, ऐसा नॉर्मली होता है. Now what GST provides is, because of the set of mechanism, whatever taxes have been paid, the next party will get credit. So by not paying tax का जो competitive advantage था unregistered parties को, वो काफी हद तक कम हो गया. So this is a plus point of the GST mechanism. When I say plus point, teething troubles बहुत सारे हैं, because the whole process is new and बहुत सारे traders जो इतने साल से compliant नहीं है, उनकी बहुत सारी complaints है कि ये ज़्यादा वर्कलोड हो गया, एक महीने में 3 रिटर्न्स फाइल करना, कई लोग सेल्स नहीं दिखाते हैं, उनको अभी सेल्स दिखाना पड़ेगा, इसके लिए कंप्लेंट्स है. एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट गवर्नमेंट इज ऑल्सो गिविंग लॉट ऑफ फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी एज गवर्नमेंट कॉल्स इट, बट आई थिंक दैट इज समवॉट डाइल्यूटिंग द मेन प्रोसेस. जैसे अभी आपको पता होगा कि मंथली रिटर्न का सर्टन प्लेयर्स को अभी क्वार्टरली रिटर्न किया, विच इज प्रॉब्लमेटिक. सब लोग मंथली भरेंगे तो वो होल प्रोसेस विल हैपन स्मूथ. But I know government has so many political things to look at, so we can't avoid it. In a democratic country, सब कुछ settle होने में time लगेगा. But in the long run, I hope that government does not give such concessions. That all should file in monthly, then everybody should file monthly. Otherwise, mismatches हो जाएंगे. जैसे अभी currently है, like big companies have to file monthly, but the small players below 10 crore can file quarterly. सो वो रिटर्न मैच नहीं होगा. ओरिजिनल आइडिया ये है कि रिटर्न मैच होना ही चाहिए. रिटर्न मैच नहीं हो रहा है तो आप रिकंसिलिएशन रिटर्न में 15th को रिपोर्ट करोगे, ताकि टैक्स अथॉरिटीज कैन इजीली ट्रैक दोज पार्टीज हु हैव नॉट फाइल्ड द रिटर्न. बट आई होप कि स्लोली दिस थिंग्स विल कम. वन मोर बेनिफिट व्हिच गवर्नमेंट कॉल्स इट बेनिफिट, बट पर्सनली आई डोंट लाइक. जैसे अभी रेस्टोरेंट का आपको पता होगा, टैक्सेस हैव बीन ब्रॉट डाउन. So what was the tax earlier and what is now? 18 to 5. But remember, no input credit. 18% was with input credit, 5% is without input credit. General public को ये नहीं समझता है. Even newspaper headlines are only 18 and brought down to 5, so great news. In my opinion, it's not great news, क्योंकि ये 5% आपके जेब से जा रहा है. 18% जब आप पहले देते थे तो you used to get input credit. Of course, when I say you, who you are उस पे dependent है. End customer को input credit वैसे भी नहीं मिलता है. इसके लिए उसको तो लगेगा ही कि 18 से 5 हो गया तो अच्छा है. बट मैं ओवरऑल टैक्सेशन सिस्टम के एंगल से बोल रहा हूँ कि इनपुट क्रेडिट रहना was good, because that will encourage people to ask for a bill. इनपुट क्रेडिट वैसे भी नहीं है तो लोग बोलेंगे बिल भी मत दो, क्योंकि 5% एक्स्ट्रा ही जा रहा है ना, जैसा पहले भी चल रहा था कि बिल मत दो, कैश में पैसा ले लो, और मतलब इन अदर वर्ड्स आप सेल्स भी मत दिखाओ, इनकम टैक्स भी मत भरो, ऐसा ऑटोमेटिकली हो रहा था. सो आई होप कि गवर्नमेंट ऐसे डेविएशन ज़्यादा नहीं बढ़ाए, नहीं तो अदरवाइज द बेसिक सिस्टम विल समवॉट गेट डाइल्यूटेड. देयर आर अनदर 1 or 2 फीचर्स ऑल्सो. one is from the angle of state finances. इसके ऊपर कुछ हद तक क्रिटिसिज्म भी हुआ. Now because of GST, will the states suffer now? States को ज़्यादा शेयर मिलेगा कि कम मिलेगा in terms of taxation revenue?
Same मिलेगा. There are some arrangements, I guess, कि compensation वाला कुछ provision है.
कम मिलेगा तो they will get compensated for first 5 years etc. But otherwise, as a plan, will they get more share or less share?
I guess in 14, the latest commission rate, last time they are getting 30%.
But that is overall.
Yeah.
मैं बोल रहा हूँ because of GST, because उसमें डायरेक्ट टैक्स का भी शेयर है, आप जो
Direct
अमाउंट
tax,
बोल
yeah,
रहे हो,
including.
बट बिकॉज ऑफ GST यानी जो आइटम्स इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स में आते हैं, बिकॉज ऑफ GST, I mean my question is not exactly right because some states may get more, some states may get less, but generally if you see a typical item, उस पे एक्साइज का रेट ज़्यादा होता था, say 20% excise and 10% VAT, and now suppose that item is brought under 18% or in some cases 28%, तो क्या होगा कि now it is shared 50-50. पहले क्या था, VAT was totally with states but excise was going to center and then center will give a part to the states. So comparatively now in the VAT in the GST mechanism, states are going to get more share. Now this is at what point was excise charged? Excise was a levy on what?
Excise was
A levy on production or sales? Excise was a levy on production. As soon as you produce, you have to pay excise. And VAT obviously on sales. And GST is a levy on only on sales. So पहले क्या होता था कि suppose we are sitting in Delhi, suppose the goods are produced in Punjab and sold in Delhi, which states will get tax? I mean both states will get, but on what each state will get tax?
VAT. VAT Delhi will get an
सबसे
excise.
पहले पंजाब में प्रोड्यूस हुआ है तो वहाँ एक्साइज मिलेगा, पंजाब यानी सेंटर को मिलेगा, but it will be coming from Punjab, though the goods are sold in Delhi. Then Punjab will get VAT because प्रोड्यूस किया है तो सेल होगा, and Delhi will also get VAT on the extra amount. GST में क्या होगा?
दिल्ली को मिलेगा, सेंटर को मिलेगा, सेंटर पंजाब को देगा.
सेंटर और दिल्ली को मिलेगा.
अभी I mean all answers are correct, but assuming that the producer has produced in Punjab and sold to a person in Delhi, because जब प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है तो सेल करेगा ही ना, that means पंजाब will also get a revenue, and second सेल जो दिल्ली से फिर एंड कस्टमर को अगर सेल हो रहा है तो दिल्ली will get the revenue. So comparatively now between the producing states and consuming states, which states would suffer in the GST mechanism? Producing states are likely to get slightly lesser share. Slightly मैं बोल रहा हूँ हाँ, because producing states will mostly be also selling states. तो ऐसा नहीं कि they would completely not get, but पहले क्या होता था कि suppose the excise is 16% and VAT is 10%, तो ज़्यादा share producing state में मिलता था, selling state में 10% ही मिलता था. Now whatever GST is will directly be, in a way it's a destination based taxed. So comparatively producing states are likely to get lesser revenue, and the consuming states, they will slightly get more revenue. So now which states would are better off and which states would suffer? तो उसके फाइनल डिटेल्स कहीं आए नहीं है, ओवरऑल न्यूज़पेपर्स में आते रहता है. Which states in the country have more production and less consumption?
महाराष्ट्र,
Okay, महाराष्ट्र और
तमिलनाडु,
तमिलनाडु,
महाराष्ट्र, गुजरात.
गुजरात,
गुजरात और दो स्टेट्स है मेजरली,
पंजाब,
पंजाब at least have not.
Even Delhi is a production hub.
दिल्ली मैंने पढ़ा है,
हरियाणा,
मैंने पढ़ा है. हाँ, she is right I think.
हरियाणा,
Production.
झारखंड,
Jharkhand.
Jharkhand.
Because steel
Steel
production, coal,
Steel,
steel, power, and comparatively less consumption. And one more, similar is Chhattisgarh. So whatever I have read is Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh and Gujarat. Not even Maharashtra. Because Maharashtra में consumption भी बहुत है. Production है और consumption भी बहुत है. So it doesn't make much difference. But I think these three states, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand and Gujarat, they had much more production and comparatively less consumption. So they are likely to get slightly less share than earlier. And what will happen to remote states, say northeast or to an extent even UP, Bihar, जहाँ production कम है, actually they are likely to get slightly more share. पहले ये states center के doles पे dependent रहते थे. कि center को जब लगेगा they will give some package to northeast etc. Hopefully now they will get more share as a right in the GST mechanism, because directly they will get their share as soon as the goods are sold there. Because of more population, generally they are consuming states, but they don't have much of the production base. Of course ये सारे figures बहुत loose है, हाँ. I am not making a final decisive because जैसे newspaper reports आते हैं, more or less some estimates have been made about which states, but generally consuming states would be getting a larger share of the revenue as compared to the production set. Hopefully this will reach the remote states. Now the more revenue will reach. But इसमें एक और factor है कि all the packages or all the concessions have now been done away with. जैसे पहले ऐसा था कि हिमाचल had a lot of advantage in 10 years of no excise. So lot of pharma companies moved to Baddi. ऐसे पूरे भारत में कई जगहें थी कि जहाँ पे कुछ ना कुछ टैक्स बेनिफिट दिया, उसके लिए फैक्ट्रीज वहाँ मूव होती थी, which sometimes looks good. Argument is कि it is to promote development in the remote areas, but in the long run it used to prove harmful. Because अगर economic advantage नहीं है and if the factory moves, after 10 years they will stop production and come back to, let us say, Gujarat. जैसे pharma companies अभी कर रहे हैं. There were pharma companies in Gujarat, they moved to Baddi, they are now coming back to Gujarat. So overall there was a consensus that location decisions should be on the economic and geographical advantages and should not be driven by fiscal considerations. Because if they are going driven by fiscal consideration, ultimately it's a loss to the whole country. For a time being, a state may feel advantage, but ultimately it's a loss because you are developing some inefficiencies. So advantage of GST is now all states have agreed that no such packages would be given to any state. दूसरे कोई mechanism से आपको सब्सिडी देनी है आप दे दो, लेकिन not through the tax system. इससे benefit ये होगा कि now the decisions would be hopefully driven by the pure economic efficiency and location considerations. Secondly, unfair competitions in the states will come down by way of reducing VAT on one product or making some changes in the tax laws. Because एक स्टेट में VAT कम है, दूसरे स्टेट में VAT ज़्यादा है, तो जहाँ VAT कम है वहाँ पे लोग फैक्ट्रीज या बिजनेस मूव करेंगे. Sometimes it looks कि वो ठीक है, उसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम है, but this hardly gives any benefit. Mostly movement नहीं होता है, they just bill from that location. Most of these things are manipulations rather than real increase in the production. Hopefully now that will go away because GST specifically states that no such benefit will be given, and we know one nation one tax, so on a particular item same tax is levied all over India. So केवल tax के कारण आपको जाना नहीं पड़ेगा. There are also benefits from the logistics angle, which are also major benefits. So anybody is aware because उस पे काफी आ गया है. What is the benefit from logistic?
Earlier there were inspectors on the borders.
हाँ.
The transporters had to wait and then all that inspection.
ऑप्ट्राई पे ही करना होता
Right. So it is.
नहीं,
reducing
Optra
the-
is different.
हाँ.
Optra भी एक है. हाँ.
It is reducing the time transport.
It has significantly reduced the time. ये एक बेनिफिट है कि वो डे 1 से मिलना शुरू हुआ. 1 जुलाई को लागू हुआ. 1 जुलाई से वो चेक पोस्ट बंद हो गए at the state borders. Why they were check posts at the state borders?
Excise and customs.
Because the production driven tax. Excise is charged at production. So when the goods are taken out, वो tax paid है कि नहीं? It should be, I mean the goods which are being carried should have proper bills, and that will be checked at every point the goods pass. So if the goods are coming from Mumbai to Delhi, 5 states से जा रहा है तो 5 बार वो रोका जाएगा. It typically used to take 4 days, which has now come down to 2 days. So significant reduction in the travel time and cost, जिससे related और benefits भी है, because stocking trade will also come down, because these 4 days goods are also unnecessarily in transit. So hopefully the stocking trade and effectively the working capital requirement will also come down, and less number of vehicles will now get blocked. इसके अलावा गोडाउन्स का भी कुछ बेनिफिट है. So anybody is aware what will happen to the godowns and industries related to that? पहले क्या होता था कि do you know what will happen if suppose I am from Mumbai, so I bill a party in Delhi. Earlier mechanism, अभी तो GST है. Old mechanism में what type of tax had to be paid? From Mumbai, I am billing to a party in Delhi. So what type of tax I have to pay? Excise तो anyway मुंबई में देना ही पड़ेगा. उसके बाद वैट मुझे महाराष्ट्र का भरना पड़ेगा कि दिल्ली का भरना पड़ेगा?
महाराष्ट्र का भी भरना पड़ेगा. सेल महाराष्ट्र.
सिर्फ महाराष्ट्र का भरना पड़ेगा ना. आई एम सेलिंग फ्रॉम महाराष्ट्र. हाँ, दिल्ली में रीसेल होगा वो मैं नहीं पूछ रहा हूँ. फर्स्ट सेल आई एम प्रोड्यूसिंग इन महाराष्ट्र एंड सेलिंग टू अ पार्टी इन दिल्ली. इसके अलावा कुछ टैक्स भरना पड़ता था बिकॉज द इंटर स्टेट आई हैड टू पे वन मोर टैक्स नोन एज CST, सेंट्रल सेल्स टैक्स, because this is a interstate sale. Good which is being billed from Maharashtra, sold in Delhi. Now the concept of CST is gone, because whole of India is now one market, so anybody can bill from one place to any other place. इसके अलावा भी मतलब एक है कि वो CST का परसेंटेज वैसे भी बहुत कम था. Benefit doesn't stop there. So मैं क्या करता था, suppose I am a producer having factory in Maharashtra, but I supply to let us say 20 states in India. I will keep godowns in all the 20 states. So suppose I have to supply to let us say to Allahabad. मेरा कुछ तो एक यूपी में पहले गोडाउन होगा. I will make a stock transfer to UP, and then from my godown in UP I will bill in any other location in UP, ताकि वो interstate trade नहीं हो. That will become an intrastate trade in UP to save my GST. And there were other problems also in getting the set off, because एक स्टेट का वैट दूसरे स्टेट में क्लेम करना बहुत बड़ा झंझट था. GST में वो झंझट चला गया, ऊपर से ये CST भी चला गया. So now hopefully the number of godowns will come down. पहले क्या होता था, केवल टैक्स के कारण लोग हर स्टेट में गोडाउन रखते थे. Now companies will slowly have the godowns only at a few strategic locations. Say one in north, one in east, one in south, something like that. Instead of having godown at every state just for tax purposes. So hopefully that will also bring in lot of efficiency and would help in cutting down the cost. So especially it will help benefit big manufacturers, because they had to deal with all these problems, and ultimately the consumers will be beneficiaries of cutting down of this. इसके अलावा My time is getting over, so I'll just take one more minute because we can go on and on. One more advantage of all this is you would be knowing that most of the big companies were having ERP and such systems. So they would get all the data within their company, where how you are selling, where are the stocks, where what type of costs are being incurred, is all entered in an ERP system. And most of the big companies get the advantage of that data when they take the decisions. When it comes to small parties having sales less than 10 crore or so, वो लोग accounting system maintain नहीं करते थे. वो लोग क्या करते थे, मार्च के बाद सीए के पास जाते थे और डिसाइड करते थे कि अभी कितना सेल बताना है, जितना भी सेल हुआ हो अभी कितना बताना है, तो लास्ट ईयर का सेल देखो यहाँ वहाँ एडजस्ट करके बता. इसमें एक तो टैक्स इवेजन का एंगल है, इसके अलावा दूसरा भी एंगल है कि यू आर नॉट मेंटेनिंग अ प्रॉपर अकाउंटिंग सिस्टम. प्रॉपर अकाउंटिंग सिस्टम नहीं रहने से क्या होता था, दैट पर्टिकुलर ओनर हैड टू रिमेंबर एवरीथिंग कि उसका स्टॉक कहाँ पड़ा है, किससे पैसा आना है, किसको देना है, वर्किंग कैपिटल मैनेज कैसे करना है, वगैरह वगैरह. एवरीथिंग वाज बेस्ड ऑन इंट्यूशन रादर देन अ साइंटिफिक प्रॉपर decision making that used to bring down the efficiency. मुझे लगता है कि that is a very big hidden advantage. Hidden because in the beginning traders को लगता है ये बहुत बड़ा झंझट है, because सब कुछ टाइम पे एंटर करो, सब धंधा वाइट में करो, 10th को रिटर्न भरो, ये भरो. But I think the hidden advantage is if everything is brought on proper books of accounts, it will help in taking decisions. It will also help in improving the efficiency. Because if we all feel that Indian industry should become efficient, छोटे छोटे traders are very important component of our industry, not only big companies. तो small traders को अगर efficient बनाना है तो they should have a proper accounting system. GST doesn't guarantee it, but GST makes it compulsory more or less for them to enter all transactions on time. If that happens, I hope that it will help in improving the efficiency, which benefit is not written anywhere, but I think that's also a very important benefit in the long run. It will take 2-3 years because ये सारा settle होगा, and then people will slowly understand how their data is useful to them, and then they start using that data, which I hope will really revolutionize the whole industry. And this is not industry specific. This will happen almost any small player in across any industry. Okay, so these were the important points. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening facts and brushing our minds.